How I made money on Fiverr. 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 Some of you may not be familiar with Fiverr. Some of you may be familiar with Fiverr. If you are looking to make money online, you definitely want to consider or have checked out Fiverr as an option. Fiverr, Fiverr. I have been on Fiverr for a number of years, and on Fiverr, you can sell or provide services, everything from A to Z, and I kid you not. Legal services are provided. These are individuals, these are all freelancers, individuals who will sing a song record a song for your wedding, write wedding lyrics. You can get help for your YouTube channel, freelancers who have expertise for helping you improve or create a YouTube channel, individuals who are comedians who will write jokes for actual comedians, stand-up comedians or whatever, individuals who will promote your product and do testimonials. Oh, there's so much on Fiverr. So if you haven't checked out Fiverr, you definitely want to take a minute to check out Fiverr. Go to the Explorer, type in whatever it is you might think you might want to just check out and just spend some time there. Anyway, I want to tell you how I made money on Fiverr. Well, how I made money on Fiverr. First of all, I am a professionally trained voiceover artist, and I was on a number of other sites when I first finished my training, which was in, I think, 2019. So I spent a lot of money, like $500, $600 on various platforms that are primarily for individuals like myself who are voiceover artists. And voiceover artists, if you're not familiar with voiceover artists, we essentially are the voice that you might hear in a store, or you might hear on a recording, or you might hear on a commercial, but you don't see the person. So I have been doing voiceovers since 2019, and once I finished my training, then I started looking around for ways to market myself, and I began to identify different platforms and paying $500, $600 a year to be on these various platforms. Well, long story made short, it wasn't worth my money to be on these various platforms. So I said, let me look around and see where else I can possibly promote my service. And where I'm not paying $500-$600 a year and getting no bang for my buck, so to speak. So I found Fiverr, and I'd been hearing a lot about Fiverr. And I know that initially Fiverr, Fiverr, started probably about 20 years ago. And then everything that was sold on Fiverr, every service was only $5. And now, fast forward to 2025, you can find products and services that are being sold on Fiverr from $5 all the way to $1,000. So Fiverr has expanded considerably. So anyway, how does it relate to me? By the way, my name is Maria. Please like and subscribe because I'm sharing information with you that I'm hoping will be of value to you if you're looking to sell online. So if you haven't checked out Fiverr, do yourself a favor and check out Fiverr. It might just be the platform for you. But let me tell you how I made money on Fiverr. So what I did, so this is kind of the formula. And on my YouTube channel that you're viewing right now, I actually have steps on how to make money, what to do on Fiverr. Because you just don't go on Fiverr and just, create a profile and that's it. It doesn't work like that. Number one, what I did was before I got on Fiverr, I went to Fiverr and I read about, A-B-O-U-T, about Fiverr. And I wanted to know, well, okay, if I want to consider Fiverr, I need to know the ins and outs, the outs and ins about Fiverr. Nice thing about Fiverr, you don't pay any money like I was paying on the other platforms. Just to be on the platforms, it wasn't getting me anywhere. You don't pay anything, but until you sell your service or your product, and then they want 20% of the sale or the service, whatever, wherever there was an exchange of money because you are using their platform. So I don't have a problem with that. So what you can do, what I do is I usually factor that 20% in to the service, which is a voiceover artist. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I factored that in so you know that it's not 100% free, but there is a charge, like there's a charge for everything. You're on their platform. If you don't sell, you don't have to pay anything, but you don't mind paying the 20% because guess what? You made some money. So there's no free lunches that I'm aware of anyway. All right, so moving right along. So I decided to give Fiverr a try after reading about Fiverr and saying, let me just go ahead and check out Fiverr and create a profile on Fiverr. So number one, I created a profile. I looked at let me back up for a second. I looked at other individuals who are already on Fiverr, especially those who are in the category of voiceover artists, because there's a number of them on there already. So I looked at how they created their profiles, what they said, what they emphasized, what they were charging. So I did my research. So when you go on Fiverr, if you're considering it, you want to do research. Don't just go on Fiverr and put anything up there. You want to do research. So I did my research. I decided to create a profile on Fiverr. And then what I did too was in creating that profile, I made the profile so that it was appealing to prospective customers, or what they call buyers. So as I said, I looked at the other voiceover artists. I looked at how they created their title. I looked at how they created their profile, what they emphasize on their profile, and then you have an opportunity to put gigs on there. And the gigs are essentially, well, before I get there, what you do have opportunity to show samples of your work. Now, where some people make a mistake, excuse me, I have to drink a little bit of water. I'm getting pretty excited. I like Fiverr a lot. Fiverr doesn't pay me any money. Excuse me, this is a jar, by the way, but it's all good. All right, excuse me. So when in creating my profile, I wanted to add some samples of my voiceover work, because if a prospective customer comes to your site, they want to see samples. I mean, okay, you say you're all this and all that. Well, let's see some samples. And you know what? When I go, just recently, I was looking at some individuals on Fiverr, and they had no samples. I'm like, okay, well, that talk is cheap. Where's your samples of your work? And so that was something that I did. And also, I had some reviews. I actually sold a few services to individuals, family members, individuals who actually could use my services. So I started off with about 5 good 5-star reviews. So that's the other thing on Fiverr. When I've had individuals who are just starting from scratch, they have no samples, they have no reviews. So reviews and samples are critical. So I've been on Fiverr for a while, and I have been, fortunately, pretty successful on Fiverr up to now. Can you see that? I have made, can you see that? Do I have it upside down? Nope, I got it right. Over $9,000 on Fiverr. And so as a voiceover artist, I have all 5-star reviews and narration and comments. So in other words, my buyers have been exceedingly pleased, and they left really great comments. So that's how I have made over 9,000. I'm hoping to get to 10, 11, 12. Keep going, making money on Fiverr. So Fiverr has been very good to me in the sense that it's given me an opportunity to market my voiceover services, and without having to pay $500-$600 just to be on a particular platform. There's so much more I could tell you about being on Fiverr, but I just want to give you, if you're not familiar with Fiverr, just a little bit of an introduction. So if you're thinking about selling online, and like I said, on Fiverr, they're selling services and products, everything from A to Z. I happen to be a voiceover artist, But that's just the tip. That's not even all of it. Don't think, oh, you're a voiceover artist. No, this is not a voiceover. Fiverr is not a voiceover site. It is a site for anything that you can sell, products, services, etc. legitimately, A to Z, A to Z. There's even someone on there who says, I will sing happy birthday to your friend or family member by putting a banana up to my ear. Give me the person's name, and I will say, happy birthday, dear Janet. And they're supposed to just be like, oh, ha, ha. And people are buying it. Other individuals, for example, said they're singers, and they will do background music songs for you. If you're actually a music, into music or whatever, and they're selling their services. Other individuals will write poetry for your or write your wedding vows, and there's you can provide legal services. If I went online the other day and I was looking for something regarding trademarks and whatever else, skip tracing, and there's lawyers on there who are providing their services. And the nice thing about it is, even though now Fiverr is all the way from, the fee can be from $5 all the way up to $1,000, it's pretty budget friendly. So if you're looking for service, if individuals are looking for services that are reasonable, a lot of individuals will come to Fiverr, and see if they can get a good deal by a professional. Now, Fiverr, I have to say, the thing about Fiverr, I started a while ago, and Fiverr is pretty crowded. And you might ask, well, what about competition? My thing is, this is what someone said to me a while ago. Don't worry about competition. Competition can make you better or break you. So if you know you have competition, then you want to step it up. You want to come correct. You want to provide the best possible customer service you can provide. Let me give you a quick example. So I will contact individuals, and a lot of on Fiverr for different services. And a lot of them are in India, and a lot of those folks are smart. They speak 10 languages. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but all sorts of languages. They got all kind of skills to assist you. Whatever services you want, they got it locked down almost. But anyway. So of course they are, when it's daytime here, it's nighttime there. When it's nighttime here, it's daytime there. But if I contact them when it's, let's see, right now, when I'm doing this video, it's nighttime, so it's daytime there. But if I contact them, let's say when it's daytime for me and it's nighttime for them, and which means it could be in the middle of the night, oftentimes I will get a response back from them, saying, thank you for contacting me. I mean, I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. But guess what? They're hungry, and they want to provide great customer service, and they do. Thank you for contacting me. How can I help you? I guarantee my work 100%. I'll do revisions. They're hungry. So in some other instances, I hate to say this, but for folks who aren't quite so hungry, I'm like, I contacted them a day or so ago, and I haven't heard anything. Like if I want a service on Fiverr. Those individuals are not very hungry. So guess what? The competition is like, you know what? I got this locked down. So, you in the bed sleep, and haven't responded to this prospective customer or buyer because you're not hungry. And, you're just thinking, I'll get to it when I get to it. So on Fiverr, speaking of competition, yeah, you got to really, you got to be ready. You got to have your foot like, on a race, when they say get on your mark. Get set, go. You can't be like, well, wait a minute, my shoe's not tied or whatever. So I just wanted to share that with you. That opportunity, that's how I made my money on Fiverr. And I will continue to be on Fiverr because it's been, it's been good for me. And individuals will contact me, and, sometimes it's a good fit for me in terms of me doing the voiceover for whatever it is that they want the voiceover for. And sometimes it's not. And I always provide them with a sample to make sure that, I'm a good match for whatever it is that they're seeking. So, like I said, don't get caught up with voiceover, because you go to Fiverr if you haven't already and explore. You will be shocked at what's being sold and provided on Fiverr, and people are making money, 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 money. So anyway, again, my name is Maria. Please like, subscribe, and check out Fiverr. And I hope to see you at the top, because that's where I hang out. All right. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. And I got tons more videos on how to make money offline and online. I have been a career counselor for over 20 years, and I love to share. All righty. So I wish you well, and leave me a comment, and I always get back to my people. All righty. Thanks for checking me out. Bye-bye for now.